into the darkness like it's my goddess. We've had no problem, she's honest, she like it raw. She does her thing, but being modest just not an option. I can't relate, don't beg my pardon. So not for bargain, got price to pay. On this side, I'm a little biased. She can't complain, come and try. Is you ain't a try it, she can't complain.
So it's 4 AM. Everyone is asleep and I'm whispering. I gotta get ready. It's marathon day.
If I ain't budge, sayonara, for this must slide.
So last weekend I participated in the Gold Coast 10K marathon. First time ever doing a marathon. First time, second time running 10Ks in a row without stopping. First time was probably about a year ago at the gym. Ever since then, I've just been doing 5K every weekend for park runs, so I guess that's sort of helped me. Anyway, this film is about the 10K marathon, and basically I will walk you through how I was feeling, really. Saturday morning, 5:30, we had to be down there, 6:30 start. So Dad and I went down there at like 5:20. Turns out I'd already done what you have to do the day before, so it was for the people that hadn't registered, pretty much. It was for the people that hadn't registered, the 5:30 start, so I didn't really need to be there till like 6. If I'd known that, I would have slept in, but oh well. Anyway, so went down there. It was pretty damn cold, to be honest. It was quite cold, so we were there for pretty much just like 40 minutes just chill until I had to actually start getting onto the road and getting ready in my zone. So because it was the first time I'd ever done it, the marathon, ever done like the second time running it straight, I didn't know what to expect, so I put myself in section D. So it goes section A, B, C and D. So A's were the fastest, B's second fastest, and so on. So because I'd never done it before, I was like, I don't know how fast I'm going to do it or whatnot, so I'll put myself in the last. I can always speed up. So I did speed up. So I started in an hour 10 section, so that's when I was going to finish, an hour 10. Finished in like 52 minutes, which is pretty good for my first time. So super pumped about that. Got a PB on the first time I'd ever done a marathon. I also got a medal and a shirt, which is pretty dope. So from now on, I'm just going to do it for the medal. So yeah, it started off at 6:30. It took us about maybe 5 minutes to get to the actual start line because we were all the way at the back and everyone would go forward. And you had a number and a barcode on your wrist. So when the barcode, like you passed the opening like start line, inflatable bungee jumping thingamabob, the time started like it recorded. So you didn't get penalized for being in section D because A started like 10 minutes before you. Does that make sense? Yeah, so started off, it was good. So we went pretty much all the way up to started in front of Australia Fair and went all the way up to the end of Sunnydale Bridge. And then by the time I got up there, I was sort of just trying to get into my groove from weaving in and out of people. So that was probably the most hectic thing ever. Because everyone's sort of like jogging at like a semi-slow pace, and I'm like, no, I want to go faster. So I'm like, whoa, like a salmon going through the water in Antarctica, you know what I'm saying? So by the time I got to the end of the bridge, I was just sort of trying to, pretty much just getting into some actual free space because there was like 6,000 people in the race or something ridiculous. So it was so packed, like we were packed in like sardines. So by the time you got to like the turnaround at the end, like at the end of the bridge and started to come back, you were just sort of getting into your own groove, which is good because I wanted to stay at like a consistent pace the entire time, which I did. So yeah, it went so fast. Like the first like 3-4 Ks, it went so fast. Like I didn't even realize it would be in that long because one, I was listening to like a music running jam, so time went really fast because I was just listening to that, and just because of the atmosphere, like everyone was on the side cheering you on, and then everyone that was in the race, you were just trying to like pretty much, because when you're running by yourself or like on a treadmill, you don't worry about anyone else, it's just yourself. You don't need to worry about where your feet's going or whatnot. You're just running a straight line pretty much, all on the track that you are. But in a marathon, you need to watch out for everyone else, watch where their feet are going, where their body's going, all of that pretty much. So yeah, by the time we got up to like 5k, you were sweet, but you still needed to like be mindful of everyone else because there was just too many damn people. Yeah, so once we got to the back onto the main road from Sundial Bridge, we went all the way. It was like 6k just straight all the way along the road, all the way to Labrador Lights. I don't know what that street is, but it's past Charis Seafood, like pretty much all the way to Charis Seafood. So yeah, Southport, Surface, Labrador. By that time, it was funny because there were drink stations like every 2.5k, but your boy didn't drink because you didn't need to. I'm an athlete. I'm an athletic athlete. Anyway, I got about 5k along the 6k straight road. And I looked on the map before, and it like goes up and then turns around and comes back, and I'm like, sweet. And because the guy that won, he got in like 28 minutes or something ridiculous, and I saw him coming back on the bridge just as I was going on the bridge. And so when I got up to the 6k mark going like north, I hadn't seen anyone come back for ages, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, this must be the longest straight in the world. Like, I'm sure I'm not doing like the half k. I'm gonna do that next year, but I'm like, why can I not see anyone coming back around? And I went on to 7k, and I'm like, dude, what's going on? I haven't seen anyone run back the other way in so long. Like, is everyone like just collapsed at the end, or do they just keep running? What's going on? And then I realized when I got to Charis Seafood, you went up to the satellites, came back a little bit, and then went along the water. So we were on the road here, and then you turn around and go along the water this way. Like, so there was buildings in the middle, so that's why I didn't see anyone. Duh, your boy was stressing out about how long the straight was gonna be. Turns out, you just had to look right next to the houses and like hotels and stuff, and then there they were. So yeah, it was actually a really good solid run. Yeah, like 52 minutes. Wasn't hurting at all. Breathing was good. Yeah, I was just, probably because it was my first time, I was just enjoying it, enjoying the atmosphere and everything like that. Like, I didn't really pay attention to actually how long it was, because like 10k is not very long. So that's why I'm going to do the half marathon next year, because I'll build up to it. I pretty much only trained for about like 2 months maybe. Ran every weekend for 5k at the park run, and then I did a marathon, so trained properly, like 6-7 months. I'll be able to do the half marathon, which is a pretty good accomplishment. Anyway, funny story actually, I was coming back along the bridge towards the finish line, and I'd still got like a k to go. And then my dad was like, call me when you can. And I'm like, that's a bit of a strange thing to say when I'm mid-marathon. Oh well, I'll ring him, something might be wrong anyway. I rang him, and he's like, where are you? And I'm like, what do you mean, where am I? I'm still running, I've still got a k to go. And he's like, what? We thought you just finished. And I'm like, no, what? I'm not finished. And he's like, oh, because his parents are down. And they saw someone that looked exactly like me. So they thought that was me. So they went to walking towards the finish line, and then they pretty much had to come all the way back. And by the time they come back to the corner, I was there. So that was pretty funny. Like halfway through, 3/4 of the way through the marathon, Dad rings me up. What are you doing? Where are you? What do you mean, where am I? I'm still running. What? And then on the last corner, before you turn into the actual like finishing arena, because there's like grandstands and everything, and then like the big inflatable finish, there's a corner before you do that. I had, in my mind, I was gonna sprint at 100 meters and finish strong. That didn't go to plan. Some bozo looking guy decided it would be a good idea to sprint around me on the corner going into the arena, which was 250 meters to the arena. So I'm like, well, he thinks he's gonna get past me. Like, no, I'm gonna do the best I can. So I started sprinting, and it was a full-on just sprint. I left him in the dust, obviously, because your boy's an athletic athlete, but it was ridiculous because he went on one side and I went on the other, and we were just like the salmon. We were just, because everyone else by that time, they were like tired and ready to give up. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let this bozo beat me. So I couldn't hear exactly what the guy over the microphone was saying, but he was definitely talking about both of us just sprinting through everyone and like just weaving in and out. I nearly tripped over. Well, thankfully I didn't. I nearly got coat hanged by someone, but yeah, so I left that guy in the dust, and then I got to about 50 meters and I'm like, well, this is just ridiculous. Why am I sprinting still? So I slowed down a little bit, but I did it. I did the 10K, my first ever marathon, so I'm pretty proud of myself, if I don't say so myself. Yeah, 52 minutes, so next year I'm gonna aim to do the half marathon, the 21K, which is a pretty big deal, so yeah, just thought I'd make this little video about, you know, my experience. So leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.